Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 15 Good Minutes. We were just having a real good conversation, so we're just going to dive right into it this week. JR, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing well. I was feeling a little bad over the weekend, but, I'm hanging in there. Everything's good.
Freddie, you swimming in Texas yet, buddy? You got everything good there?
I was swimming yesterday and the water felt so good. I had to get out of it early because the sun was just beating down on my back. I was out there at like 4:30, 5 o'clock,
Getting cooked.
It's boiled black men in the water,
We're going to talk about three things real quick this week. NFL Rewind, NCAA College Football Rewind, and we're coming in on the last week of the regular season for Major League Baseball. So I'm going to start off NFL, JR. We got 2 weeks in the books. Anything standing out for you? Anything that you saw based on last week's games?
The East looks a little stronger this year, but I don't know if that's because did we play anybody? Who played anybody?
You remember what Freddie said last year when we were talking about Minnesota? I should have that on soundbite like Scott Van
Pelt. He said it wasn't for real?
He said fool's gold. Yeah, so if you're going to talk about the NFC East, you need to play that soundbite because it's fool's gold.
Yes.
Didn't interrupt you. Go ahead. Press on.
No, I tell you, I like the improvements I see. The Giants are kind of, you can't get crushed one week, come back the next week win a little bit by some, you know what I'm saying? So they're not steady eddies, you know what I'm saying?
They did what they had to do, though.
And yeah, they do what they have to do, just like Washington do what they have to do. But guess what? If Washington wins a lot more games, they're going to be a lot of ugly games. They're not going to be like we overpowering anybody. That's how I feel about it. They're playing just well enough to get by. The only ones that really look strong, as much as I hate to say it, is the same suspects, the Cowboys and the Eagles. They look healthy. They look like they weigh a lot. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Freddie, your thoughts 2 weeks into the NFL, man. What are you seeing?
I thought it was better football this week
me too.
than last week. You have the Chargers 0-2, Cincinnati 0-2. There's another team that's 0-2.
Cardinals are 0-2, Bears are 0-2, Vikings are 0-2.
Vikings 0-2, but definitely Cincinnati and the Vikings, you probably didn't, in the Chargers, you probably didn't expect them to be 0-2, with the success that they had last year, but that just proves that it's a new game, a new year. So I think it was a better week of football, and I'm looking for a better week of football this upcoming week.
I think so too, and I would say that for me, the teams that had something that they needed to do did that, whether it was pretty or not. Pittsburgh, I thought they had to get a W. I thought the Giants had to get a W, and they did. Kansas City, they did. Buffalo, they did. For either one of you guys, I mean, are two teams I want to ask you about, are the Dolphins for real and the San Francisco 49ers? I didn't have either one of them slated as 2-0, but from what I've seen so far, pretty impressive. Is it too early to think that they're going to continue this style of play?
For me, I think it's too early. 2 games. They played the Patriots. Who they play?
Miami played the Patriots, and
Miami played the Patriots. I still think it's too early. Even every team is going to hit a bump in the road somewhere. You hope not, but they are going to, and that's when I think that the other teams will take advantage, especially with. I think that everybody's talking about the East being the beast and the best in this year and everything. But I still think as you start playing, the everybody gets more primed to the season. Not that first week jitters, second week, okay, we're getting it out the way. And granted, there's some teams that come out and just look like they're gonna go all the way, and they might lose a game late in the season. But I don't think anybody is gonna be who they really are after 2 games. For me, I don't believe.
So, Freddie, with those two teams particularly, deserving of 2-0, Miami and 49ers?
49ers, yes. Miami, I think they are deserving of it because if Tua stays healthy, if he stays, and that's the big if.
That's a big one, isn't it?
If he can stay healthy, and Raheem Mostert, if he can stay healthy, they're only going to get better because they get Jalen Ramsey on the back end of the season.
One last thought on the NFL. Prayers up to Nick Chubb, man. I don't know. Everybody talks about obviously season-ending injury. I'm gonna. It may be a career ending. I mean, that's the same leg that he damaged before. That was a bad looking. That was a bad looking injury. Running backs have a short career, generally speaking, in the NFL, and to go down like that, he's a hell of a player. Wish nothing but the best for Nick. A lot of movement in the college spaces. Gonna get to the question that the guys were just talking about, but right now, when we just look at the top 10, Georgia, Michigan, Texas at 3, Florida State, shout out to Freddie at 4, USC 5, Ohio State 6, Penn State 7, Washington Huskies 8, Notre Dame 9, Oregon Ducks 10. Just between two, any issues with the top 10 in terms of where they're sitting right now?
I don't have any, but I'm waiting on one more game to see to see if things are right. You know what the game it is, Freddie?
But what is that to see what specifically though? Because
people stay in the standing. Because getting back to that Colorado thing, I want to see after this next game.
Well, I mean they're now 19, so they didn't go up.
I know,
they were, but right, they were a 23-point favorite and just squeaked by, got the W. Yes. No harm, no foul. But you want to see the 19 and the 10 to tell you what?
To tell me if the 19 is really the 19.
Well, no. I was just asking about the top 10.
But that's that. If something happened, that would make a different decision for me for a top 10.
So are you saying that the 19 is going to beat? I'll just go right there. You think the 19 is going to beat the 10?
Well, I'm just saying anything can happen. It's football, bro.
Yes or no, man? You do.
Yes.
Thank you. So, Freddie, looking at the top 10
is my pipe dream.
Any immediate thoughts, and then we'll move also to Oregon, Colorado for you.
No, I mean I think it's the top 10, the top 25. To be honest with you, I think it's about what it is. I'm good with the top 25.
The game of the week last week, was probably Colorado hosting Colorado State. There's a lot that can be said with that, so I'm gonna limit you. What were your thoughts on the game, summary wise?
I thought it was a good game. I thought it was a good, a closely matched game. I really thought they were going to lose the game.
Who?
Myself.
Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, because the other Colorado State had them figured out and had them, in a spot where they wanted to have them, but Colorado just did a little magic and won the game.
One thing I did notice before I give it to you, Freddie, was I don't know if it was coincidence or not, but there were an awful lot of Deion Sanders commercials during that game. from
he's got more. He's promoting almonds now.
Yes. You want to be prime? So Freddie, you watched the same game we all did. Give me a summary.
The game played out. Colorado State was very chippy from the first play to the last play. They played well. It was an illegal hit that had that illegal hit not been made, Colorado would have blown out them. I definitely think they
I think that was their best player.
I think they would have blew them out. It was an illegal hit. I don't think it was a dirty hit.
Let me ask you the same thing I asked JR. Do you think the 19 is going to beat the 10?
Sometime today, JR.
No, that's for you. He already answered.
Oh, for me?
Yeah. For me? He already answered, yes.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I agree with Freddie. I don't think that they're going to. My thoughts on the game. One, if you haven't had a chance to go back and look at PTI, Mike Wilbon was very specific, Freddie. He said he thought that Colorado State played dirty all day. In fact, I don't know the one kid that was constantly hurt in, out, number 8 for Colorado State, ultimately got ejected for coming down on the quarterback. Remember that near the end of the game? Yeah. I mean, ball was gone. At that point, it was when I first started questioning, hey, are y'all doing this on purpose or not? He got tossed. To JR's point, I think Colorado State had the game, let it get away. Let it get away. I mean, the turnovers didn't help you, but I mean, come on, man. You had no time on the clock. They had to start on their own 2-yard line. You got to play. So hats off to Colorado for sticking in there and doing what they had to do. So lastly, JR, real quickly, we're entering the last week of Major League Baseball. The big fight that I've been watching is, these teams that are scrambling to get into the wild card. Are you following that? And if so, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I've been just watching the winners, the top guys. I was just noticing that there's a lot of almost no hitters, and people getting close. I think pitching's going to do a lot this year in the playoff overall. But I haven't really been watching. I've been out this weekend, just about the whole weekend. In the hospital again.
I think the playoffs themselves will be good, but Freddie, are you seeing something in the wild card race that over this next 5 or 6 days is going to determine whether they're playing after that?
It's tough. I mean, let's just be honest. It's between Philadelphia and probably Arizona. Philadelphia and Arizona. And then the AL. Oh yeah. God. I mean, that if you Major League Baseball, that's what you want. You got Toronto and you have Houston, Texas, and Seattle. Fighting.
Yeah, and all of them are just jostling, man.
Yeah. And with the
that AL West is sick.
And with the AL West is okay. Somebody's gonna get the division title, but then you got the other two that's fighting with Toronto for the wild card spot. So
yeah,
if you're the NL, Major League Baseball, this is what you want.
I think at this time we'll know what's going on at this time. Next week, I'm going to go see Atlanta here in a couple of days. In fact, by the time we air this, I will have already seen him. I just want to see him play. I think National League, going back to that one, Freddie, I think if they line up for an NLCS that is, the Dodgers and Atlanta, I think that's going to be one whale of a series, man. They both are playing some really good baseball. And I can't take anything away from Milwaukee. They look good as well. So before we go, let me see if the guys got something to say. JR, you got something to say this week?
No, I'm good. I'm good, man.
Nothing from JR. Freddie, you got something to say, man?
I think I'm good.
I got something to say. It seems like now a lot of teams, when your player gets a home run, doing the thing, whatever the thing is in the dugout, to me is kind of played out. All right. So, my team's not going to make the playoffs this year, but when they hit a dinger, they come in there and they shake hands and dap it up, and that's it. But Seattle has the thing that looks like Aquaman. Cincinnati, not Cincinnati. Who does Shohei Ohtani play for the Angels?
They got the hat.
They got the Oriental hat going, and he's not playing anymore. He's done. I just think that I think some of these teams are doing that because other teams had started. When it started in Boston, when they were running down with a cart, that's just something that was unique to Boston. I was okay with it, but now I have more respect for the teams that aren't doing anything. You hit a home run, celebrate with your guys, but I don't think you have to have a thing to do in the dugout. I don't know.
I don't think you have a thing to do in the end zone as well, for me, myself.
But the NFL allows that. I mean, they actually went out and said it's okay to celebrate. I mean, you get an interception, I can run to the other end zone with all y'all come in, and we can do that. That's different to me than bringing a prop. I'm saying that the Major League Baseball is bringing props to the dugout to celebrate a home run. I don't know.
I saw no props the other night in a call in the end zone. They said it was excessive. So, I mean, I don't know, when you get in the dugout, it's different than you on the field, though, to me. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not, I mean, there's no excessive call coming. They're on the clock. They're doing all that. I just think that, okay, it was good while it was good, but I think some teams are doing it just because now. And it doesn't take anything away. Celebrate how you want to celebrate. But now, at this point in the season, entering the last week of Major League Baseball, I think if I'm your manager, we obviously we got to be serious. We got to finish strong. I'm going to dap you up when you come around the bases. And the guys that have their special whatever, I'm good with all that too. I'm just saying to bring in the stuff. You got the coats. I think it's the White Sox have the big coat that they put. Everybody's got something.
Had the belt.
I'm saying, you know what?
The big chain.
let's leave that to something else, and let's just get out there and play. That's I got something to say. It probably don't mean nothing. The guys in Major League Baseball probably saying, Coach, you don't know what you're talking about, and they would be correct. That's all we got time for. As always, we do appreciate you guys checking us out. We look forward to talking to you guys next week. We're out.